the house right here. We got their website going on in the background. I like the graphics on the website for sure. I definitely like that. It's a nice interactive website, kind of gets you pulled into it. Why don't you? We'll get it started. So why don't you tell us a little bit about Swap?
Yeah, absolutely. So, hello, my name is Vlad. I'm the CEO of Swap TC. Uh, we started working on this project approximately in December time of last year. Just lots of critical thinking, team building. So, um, we just recently went public with it, I believe, last month, and just growing natural, organic growth. Um, the biggest portion of the project was what utilities can we release right at launch, because some people, just from like the past year, as I've mentioned in the group previously before we joined this in the chat, there's a lot of projects from like last year, let's say, that um, the hype is there, and then the hype is gone after 2 months or so, and there's nothing for them. There's no utilities, there's no benefit from it. Yeah, I'm sure there's reflections, but we wanted to focus on that, like what's the big thing that we, or initially something we can release that will benefit the users, just the community members in general. And at the same time, for the big picture is, how can we bring simple functions but critical information for the crypto space? So data and ease of use is kind of our thing for this project. Um, do you have any questions on what our utilities are? What's our plan? Or
Yeah, absolutely. We can go over some of that. Especially with, like you mentioned, with things kind of drying up. That's a lot of the issues with reflection tokens, especially, and high tax tokens. At launch, everybody's all about them. Everybody's buying in. Everybody's getting huge reflections, and then kind of once after that initial first week hype kind of dies out, then the volume dries up, and then the reflections dry up, and then you're just kind of stuck there with a bag that usually decreases in price, and then you kind of have to hold on to it, hoping that a utility comes out that maybe raises the price. And a
yep.
lot of times people get frustrated, end up selling, and then losing another 15% on top of it. So it's definitely an issue for sure. What is the tax on your token?
So we have a pretty unique tax system. So not only we were so the main focus was, first, it's like, okay, so what are we doing with the project? How, what, or basically it's like, what's the current situation that, with our experience and our skill, what can we solve? And then it was, what utilities are people using? Not only that's useful for our community, but it's useful for other projects as well, which can help us expand and help us get into other ecosystems and partner. And then obviously after that, it was the tokenomics. So the tokenomics, it's compared to, we're trying to eliminate global taxes, basically. So it's going to be, and we're implementing individual taxes to reward diamond hands and show our appreciation. So buy tax is 5%.
Mm-hmm.
We can lower it to 0, and sell tax, now here where comes, it gets a little bit complicated for sometimes, if you hear it the first time. So if you scroll down to our tokenomics breakdown section,
Okay.
you can see the chart. Let me see. Do you mind if I share an image on your on
No,
the chat group?
no, absolutely. Let me actually go on to it real quick.
Awesome.
All right, go ahead.
Give me 1 second so I can just, yeah, give me 1 second so I can just pull it up for people.
You're good.
Yeah, so it's loading right now. Perfect. All right, so it's sent. So basically, here's the chart of the breakdown. So when you purchase initially, or whenever the tokens get transferred into your wallet, whatever it is. So basically, like, as soon as swap, we're gonna have the pre-sale. As soon as we add liquidity, that's when week 0 starts for people, and that's including if somebody buys in later. So week 0, it's going to be a 30% tax, and for 19 weeks, basically, once a week, the tax will go down a percentage.
Okay.
And then at the end, and this is based on individual wallets. So the smart contract recognizes the timestamp of the purchase or transfer for that wallet,
Wow.
and it puts you in a tax bracket.
I like that. That's unique. That's definitely really unique. I've never seen anything quite like that before. I've seen things to where for the community it's kind of everybody the same, like after a week, 2 weeks. But this, you're saying every single wallet is going to be able to have their own, tax bracket initially.
Exactly, yeah. And somebody, Alan, asked me, one of our community members, he asked me, well, what happens if, let's say, I bought at week zero, and then 10 weeks later, I want to buy on some more. So, what tax bracket am I going to be in? So, our developer came up with a system. It's the center of mass. It's a center of mass formula that's popular. It's used in physics, and that's how he came up with the calculation. So here's an example that is shared in the SwapCC channel, but I'll also just put it into here. So let's say you bought 20,000 coins on the 1st of January, and then you bought 10,000 coins 3 days later. So basically it will calculate. It won't bring you back to week zero, but it'll calculate using this formula. It'll take you to the 2nd of January.
Okay. So
So,
it'll
and
kind
then
of like
also,
do an average of the two purchase dates and kind of give you somewhere
exactly,
in the
yeah,
middle. Okay.
yeah. Just so it doesn't send you all the way back, but at the same time, it's the system we came up with, and I think it's pretty brilliant. Um, that's that for our taxes on the breakdown, and same thing for transfers. Transfer is going to be the same. So if you transfer at week zero, it's 30%. And I just answered that question in the chat on our end. But for that, basically, the reason we came up with this is because of our future utilities. So we like to plan ahead. Uh, some of the some of the ways our community members can benefit for being SwapCC holders. If we didn't have the 30% tax for transfer, that could potentially cause malicious activity or bad behavior. Um, and basically people taking advantage of the benefits from the utility platform that I'll mention in a little bit as well. So we just kind of wanted to divert from that right off the bat, so we don't have to worry about that from the beginning.
Nice. That's really exciting. Like I said, I've never seen anything kind of operated this way before. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your launch?
Yeah, absolutely. So initially we were going with Pink Cell.
Yeah.
We did, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We did the KYC process with them. It was myself and Sharif, and we're like, you know what? Like this isn't it for us. Like we already finished it, we paid for it, and it was extremely unprofessional, and we weren't too fond of it, and we wanted to go somewhere where at least uh, the team can go with us. If we're paying them that much money, or we're launching on their launch pad, uh, we want to have more interaction, with the moderators or the team, from Pink Sale, and that's exactly the opposite of what we received. So I decided to do some research, and I totally spaced out that Reflex was doing a launch pad, or they had the launch pad going. It was before they just upgraded their website and their launch pad. They're doing a lot of big moves, and basically it just comes down to super honored that they accepted us, and they made the process really smooth. They accepted our audit from that we did for Pink Sale, and they even accepted our KYC and stuff. And it was really neat. Like they were so helpful with the whole process. So we are going to be launching on Reflex Finance for the pre-sale. We're going to announce the date of it this Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. We have like a weekly schedule that we released yesterday, so it's going to be on there. But basically, people will know the pre-sale date on Wednesday. And the reason we've been holding it back is just because of the market, and thankfully, it's starting to look better. We'll see.
Oh, yeah, it's been an absolute nightmare for sure, and that's why I kind of groaned when you said Pink Sale. I'll tell you what my beef with Pink Sale is. I
Yep.
think they offer a lot of services, but I think the problem is kind of like accountability and just kind of things that end up can happening. It's definitely very prone for scammers. And what I see happening all the time is I'll see a token that let's say in a pre-sale and getting ready to launch. Well, a day before, the day of, days after, you'll see Telegram groups pop up that have pretty much mirrored their pink sale, page where you'll, buy, and it'll just, people will think, oh, okay, this is the official, this is the official pre-sale page, but it'll say pink sale with two eyes or pink sale PYNK, that they just, copied and just steal people's B&B. That's one of the big problems I have with it. I hate when I see that
Well,
happen.
another big problem is, just from doing these research from users that have invested or participated in pre-sales for KYC projects, and those projects have either done slow rug pulls or whatever, and there was
Yeah,
no repercussion behind it at all.
exactly,
It's like
exactly,
they're careless. It's like they take I'm going to take money. Go ahead, you're good to go. Here's the badge. And it sucks because
exactly.
we didn't receive a certificate or anything. Like
And what does it
we
really
had no
mean
proof of a
anyway? Like, what
KYC.
it really means
Exactly.
nothing to
What?
get
Yeah,
KYC with them. If it means absolutely nothing, and that's why I think a lot of these premium launch pads like Reflex and DGEM has a really good one. They do a more extensive vetting process of the tokens that they
absolutely.
launch on it, to where obviously you can never guarantee that something's not going to be a rug pull, but realistically, nobody's going to, pay and go through this whole process if that's what they're, kind of, looking out for to begin with. You're going to get more legitimate projects. And that's where the accountability lies. Like what you said with Pink Sale, here you go, here's your badge, we got your money, do what you want.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem too. And I know those guys are going to crumble when as regulations come in. There's going to be new laws implemented, and projects like Reflex and their Launchpad are going to just outdo. They're already out competing. People are getting tired of getting scammed.
Yeah.
People are going to get and they're going to realize it. And then once regulations come in, that's going to be set in stone. And projects like Reflex, because they're doing it now, that's how it's going to be, and that's going to be the future of crypto, thankfully.
Do
And
you think do you think that they
that's
can really regulate DeFi though? Like I know that they'll be able to regulate like centralized exchanges, that hold the keys to, everybody's money and all, put in whatever taxes they want. But do you really think that they'll be able to actually put regulations in DeFi?
what I think that the right thing that Binance should do is at least regulate BC scans. So
Mm,
anyone that deploys a contract or anything does a KYC process, so they
yeah.
have the information for the deployment or whatever it is. That's what I think. But
Yeah, I mean, I agree 100%. Like, I'll use me for an example. I stealth launched Interstellar yesterday. Nobody had any
mhm,
idea it was coming. It went from less than 4,000 market cap up over to 100,000 right about now that it's sitting at.
mhm.
It got it done in like 10 minutes. Launched. They don't know who you are doing it. Like you're right. You're exactly right. It is very easy to do stuff like that. And, having a little bit of accountability, maybe it'll make people, think twice of repercussions that could happen.
Yeah, not only just that, but it's turning off the people who are not knowledgeable with cryptocurrency.
Hmm.
It's like, well, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
I don't know how to look into this. I don't know how to research this. Like, yeah, you can start, but where do you start? you know, there's only so much, educational tools out there, and I guess some of them can be informative, but some aren't, and that's the biggest problem, and that's what we're trying to solve.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you, because there's a real movement in DeFi right now of a lot of projects I worked with, and that I'm a part of as well. Of how do you feel about different projects kind of working together? I know in the past it's always kind of been everybody out for themselves. How do you feel about partnering up, for shared utilities, shared goals basically with other projects, doing joint AMAs together? Like how do you guys feel about that? And what kind of approach are you going to
that's a
take?
good yeah, that's a good question. I'm completely for it. I'm completely for it as long as, both projects have the right set of mind,
Right,
the right intent for it. Um, I'm completely for it. It just depends on, what utilities work with each other. If they work well with each other, then of
right.
course. So yeah, and going back to, as I've mentioned for our listing platform, that's the kind of the beauty of it all is partnerships. And at the
Yeah,
same time, uh, it's a win-win-win. That's what I like to say. It's basically a win for SwapCC, or for us, for the community, and it's a win for their communities as well. Because they're getting the data, they're going, to check our tokens, or their community's information, whatever. The community is going for the tokens data information. They're going on our platform. We work together, and that I feel like that's a good step. It's definitely a good step rather than this whole competition thing. And obviously, a good competition never hurts, right? But with this kind of stuff, I really do like it. I like where it's headed with utilities working together and the projects colliding and expanding their ecosystems.
yeah, it's definitely a cool thing, and it's a cool time, to be in crypto now. I know last year was one of those things where pretty much anybody could launch and was guaranteed to make a 10x on their money. It's been
Yeah.
tougher this year, man. You're not seeing as much of that. It's very rare that you're seeing projects, that fabled 1000x that everybody always BSs about. Every other YouTube video you see. As the clickbait, 1000x project, and they're just really not around anymore. It seems like,
No.
and
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say something's dead, but I mean, I kind of almost feel like those days are over.
No, not exactly. I don't think so.
You
I
know,
think there's a trend that I like to see. Like for example, last year in the beginning, it was everything that's safe moon, right?
right?
Safer moon, and all these projects with moons. Then after that, it was the Doge, and it was all the dog meme tokens and all
Yep.
of this.
And then
And now
reflections,
it's
and then miners.
exactly. Now it's what is it? The metaverse, right? With the
Yeah,
with the whole metaverse situation, and NFTs got big with that as well. And I think the next step might be probably a marketplace, so where people will be able to trade cryptocurrency for physical objects. I think that's what's going to be the next step, uh, for like a sort of like a trend type thing. Um, but who knows? We'll see.
and I'll
But
tell you what,
it's
man.
just it's just little things.
It is, and I'm in a few whale groups, then in investment groups, and let me tell you about some of these groups. They could care less about a project. They're looking for degen projects where they can just throw money in and gamble. There's a lot of gamblers in crypto. There really, truly are. And that's cool too. It brings a little bit of fun to it, but there's a lot of gambling in crypto too, for sure.
Well, I would like to mention as well is at this, yeah, there is a lot of gambling as well. I agree. And basically, even if you're purchasing let's say you're purchasing a token that's on a swap of this and this token, a respectable token, right?
Right.
But there's no token data information. So technically, yes, you are taking a gamble because there's like sure there's the price, but is there what's the data? Like what's the information? So it is a blind investment, and that's sort of gambling, in my opinion. But there is a lot of that. I do agree with you.
Yeah, it's crypto's it's an interesting thing, man, and you're right. It kind of go. It seems like it goes in cycles. For the last few months, man, all I've been seeing is this miner and that miner and everything coming out. Now it kind of
Yep.
seems like they're all kind of fading out too. But yeah, I like that idea. What you said about a marketplace for physical goods paid with crypto. Yeah, I could definitely see. I could definitely see that becoming something.
Yeah, absolutely. And so just to kind of give you like the breakdown of what our main goal is, and that's information for the user. So we're trying to bring it back where, or I don't know if this was even ever a thing, but we're trying to get more information out there to the user. So right now, with the data that we'll have on our listing platform right now, if you search up your favorite token, you'd have to go through 3 to 4 different sources to find all the information compared to us having it on one platform on one page,
Yeah, I'm always a
which I
fan
think
of
is
that.
ridiculous. Which I think is ridiculous to me, and that's one of the biggest issues. So obviously there is other bigger issues on hand, but with respectable projects that have to rely on third party data and they have to make a tweet just to get that listing platform's attention to update their information is ridiculous. And it puts pressure on the team. It puts kind of doubt sometimes in the community, creates FUD, and it sucks because and then good projects have to focus on that crap compared to focusing on uh, working on the project, and progress. And then now they have to divert and they have to worry about this crap, and that's something that we're looking to solve.
Yeah, amen. I agree with you 100% on that. Let's see here. We got a good turnout actually in the group today, so that's really exciting. We're going to be giving away. We're going to give away a couple prizes here in a little bit. We're going to give away some interstellar token. But is it okay? Did you have anything else you wanted to kind of go over, or do you want to open it up for some questions?
No, let's open it up. Yeah, sure.
All right, guys, everybody should be able to just unmute. I'm not a fan of having people, raise their hands and stuff like this. If you guys got something to say, let's hear it. So let's get the ball rolling. I don't want to have to start calling on people's names. So and you guys can unmute, ask any questions you'd like for Vlad.
Hey, can you guys hear me okay, or am I coming through pretty quiet?
No, Griffin, you're good. How you doing today,
You're good.
buddy?
Right on. Yeah, doing great. Well, I'm painting my bedroom right now, which sucks. I hate painting, but whatever. You got to do what you got to do.
Hey, man.
What color are you
Anyway,
going with?
the question I got for you guys is what made you choose the Reflex Launchpad? Like I've been looking at pretty much. I own every token they've launched so far. I love those guys,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, what made you choose that one? I know Pink Cell sucks, but
Yeah.
there's other options.
Yeah. That's a good question. So what made us choose it is a lot of the team members on Swap CC. We've been a part of in the community for Safe Moon, and we were after Ryan left, we were still following him. Just supporting. We're holders of Safe Moon. We're holders of Reflex, and as soon as I heard that Ryan got on Reflex, that's when I was like, oh boy, here we go, in a good way, of course. And that's when I wanted to reach out to them because I've been following them, before it was during, when we started the project, and I've been following them and I've been seeing, they're constantly updating things. And then all of a sudden I saw this launch pad. I'm like, what the heck is this? And at first I thought it was, like a fair launch or something. So I did more research. I dug deeper and I saw it. I'm like, okay, well, this is a perfect opportunity, compared to what we have right now, because it seems like they take care. I did the research. I went on the previous tokens that did the pre-sale on there, and there wasn't too many because they're just starting off. But at the same time, I looked into their community, so saw how they were doing afterwards. I'm like, this would be a perfect start. And at the same time, I've ever since I found out that they're doing KYCs and all this good stuff, I want to start forming partnerships with projects, and that was my thing. Is initially, like, I would love to do the pre-sale with them. And at first, we're at that time we're pretty much nobodies, and I contacted Rabbit, I believe, and I couldn't reach out to her. So then I just followed the chain of command. So I went from the moderators to the top, and then finally Ryan answered, and I was like, wow, his CEO answered out of all the team members, which is crazy. And then Ryan instantly, like, he responded within like 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is a great start. And he got me in a group chat with Ray. Ray was helpful. Soon as that happened, we got on a phone call. I told him what we're doing, our situation, what happened with Pink Sale and all of this, and how, we we think that this is the best option, and to launch with them, and that's how it started basically. And now I'm in touch with Ray all the time, and it's honestly a blessing because it's really neat. It's really neat to and we're honored again, as I say, we're honored to even get accepted for that position, because they look into projects, and they ask the good questions, and I guess I passed the test.
That's awesome. We definitely hear good things about Reflex. Unfortunately, they're really one of the projects I really haven't had much interaction with personally. Being a crypto YouTuber and all, obviously, I hear about them all the time. I have a lot of indirect contact with them, but not too much actually direct contact with them. But I definitely hear they're really good. So I definitely think from what I hear, you're in good hands with them for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And and it's not even just launchpad or pre-sale advice, or for the market, like what date should we choose, what should we do. It's They're helping us out with a lot of things. They're advising us on where we should market, where should we go with this, where should we release. They gave us some information on where to get us out on Yahoo Finance. They gave us prices. It's just extremely professional, and it's extremely unique to find in the crypto space. And I think that's why we wanted to go with them, is because, especially with us both having military backgrounds, that was an instant connection as well.
That's cool. I gotta tell you, man, I love your website. I've had it up the whole time, and do you just get like mesmerized just like looking at the different fire and stuff on it? Who did your website?
That was Sharif. Did a wonderful job. Yeah, and mind you, this is just the pre-sale. He's updating all the time, just little things, and not just adding things. It also has in the graphic settings up top. It has a low bandwidth mode. So if your Wi-Fi is slow or you're on cellular, you can go on low bandwidth mode, and
That's
it loads a
cool.
lot faster as well. Yeah. So just for people, you never know their situations, just so they can get the information as well. But this is just a pre-sale website. We're going to have the full website released at launch, and that's going to have more in-depth information about the utilities, about the team, and a typical like FAQ and little things like that.
Will you be doing ad space and all on your website and all?
Ad space? Are you talking about
Yeah, are you gonna
like
like run
ads, right?
ads for like can people run ads on your website? I thought I just saw something real quick.
So yeah, so good question. So we're focused on diverting from that. There's plenty of other ways we can receive revenue, and so banner ads are going to be extremely limited and not sandwiched, and only the listed tokens can reserve ads. I will share an image now so you can see what I'm talking about. One second, just so I can explain it as I go, and you guys can look at it if you don't mind.
No, no worries.
So all of this is set by default, so don't even worry about the numbers. It's just to get the image out. So basically, the banner is going to be what Reflex Finance has, is dead in the center. So basically, as soon as, let's say, Reflex submits to list, they're live, they have their token profile. They'll have the opportunity to reserve their banner right there,
Yeah.
or some other project can reserve a banner as well for like the 24 hours, and it'll be on there.
Yeah, that's dope. I really like that interface you got. I like your color scheme. Yeah, yeah, I like that a lot.
I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much. And what's nice is there's going to be different modes. We're going to have the info mode, obviously, that has on the left side. It has all the website information, all the the tokenomics, the description of the project, the socials. It even has their latest article at the bottom left, like an article preview. You can click on it. There's going to be different latest transactions in there. I already see a typo. Let's see. Reflex. There's going to be a Reflex rating status. So this is where they can upvote, downvote. Again, if they downvote, they will have to, submit why, what's the reason, just to prevent malicious activity. And then there's going to be a little fiat to token, what is it called, converter. And then the basics at the top, the contract, you can copy it. If they're on two networks, it's going to be BSC and Ethereum. So both contracts are going to be there. It's going to give you the option, and this is where I'm going with for partnerships. Is I would love for Reflex to do our KYCs for the listing platform. So they will have, it will show if they're KYC'd, if they're verified. And mind you, there is no fee to get on our listing platform. That,
really?
In my opinion, is, yeah. And in my opinion, that's keeping data from that community, and that's not right. And that's exactly what we're trying to get rid of. But obviously, they'll go through severe, submissions and. Yeah, so they're going to go through, submission, and we're going to review everything. And eventually what we want to even do, if let's say a project gets, if we ever do a partnership with a project like Reflex. So if they do a pre-sale on Reflex, they'll automatically get put onto the listing platform.
Yeah, because they already had done their diligence with it and going through their whole process.
Exactly.
So you can pretty much assure they're, legit. That's good. I like that you're not charging and holding back information on that. I think that'll really open it up to, getting you in touch with a lot of new projects. And this is awesome. I'm definitely, I'll be honest with you, I didn't really know too much about you guys before this. And, I did usually do a little bit of research, but I wanted to kind of, hear things from you first so then I could kind of react. And I've definitely been very pleasantly surprised with what I've heard so far. And, I think this is a great thing that you're working on, and you can tell you guys put a lot of effort into this too.
Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So also there's the chart mode. I can share it if you'd like as well. But in the chart mode, basically it's going to be a widget system with 4 different charts, and that will display not only the live price, but it will display like the market cap, liquidity, holders. So you'll be able to have a chart for those things as well. Not
now,
just
will it pull it from just one source, or will you get to maybe pick where it pulls from, like PancakeSwap or PooCoin or CMC? Where will it pull the information from?
We're not pulling from CMC. We're doing a completely different.
Okay.
It's something Sharif would be able to answer. I can't answer for that.
Okay.
But we're not pulling from that. So chart mode, basically you can resize, readjust, you can delete the charts, just customize it to your own view. And then simple mode is pretty unique as well. Simple mode will basically be the chat. So we're looking to build it all on one platform. So, it's a one-stop shop for people.
Yeah.
They get all the data information, and at the same time they can even it's an individual chat for each token as well. And then whatever, if there is an announcement, like on if they post something on Twitter, like there's an upcoming AMA or there's they release a new utility, whatever it is, it's going to be automatically linked to here, and people will be able to chat in there.
I like that. I like that a lot, that they got to chat with it. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yep. So that's that for simple mode, and then let's see.
How far away are you from this utility being live? I know you still have to launch and all that, but is this something that's going to be ready at launch, or is this something that's going to be down the roadmap a little bit? Because it looks like a pretty finished product, but obviously I know there's a lot of back end shit that goes into this.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of back end stuff, and I'm not inclined to answer. It's going to be irresponsible if I answer. I keep saying irresponsible because I just don't want to give you a date, and then in case something happens, I like to plan ahead. So
I guess what would you say is your projected quarter? Do you see it being something this year?
For beta testing, yes.
Yes. Okay. Just so we kind of have an idea. I always like to try to get as much information out of people as I can.
No, that's good on you. That's good on you. I just don't want to give you guys, like let's say 4 months from now, and it's like, oh well, he said this during DMC investment group. I don't want to misinform people.
Yeah, absolutely, no worries.
Yeah, and so that's the whole point, right? Is we're trying to create something that people can go on, and obviously there is going to be an education center as well. So let's say if you're in simple mode, you see where it says trending, it has like the market cap and all this good stuff. So you'll be able to, like, if you pinpoint your mouse on it, or you can click on it if you're on mobile. It will give you like a short like preview of what a market cap is or what a volume is, and then you can just click on it to review more. I'm trying to empower users, like advanced users, and I'm trying to empower new users as well, so wherever anyone can use it. I'm trying to get to the point where it can be as simple as, your grandmother, your grandfather, or your parents are, getting on and getting into crypto, because we're trying to create ease of use. We're trying to bring more, because we already have, cryptocurrency is expanding, but we're trying to get more people involved, and that's the goal.
Very cool. That was good. That was a good question for sure. Thank you for asking it. All right, who else has a question here for Vlad?
Just a comment. I am very grateful that they collabed with the Diamond Dorks, because had it not been for that collaboration, I know I wouldn't know about the project. And there's a very strong community associated with Reflex and who know of the Diamond Dorks, that came along. And I'm just grateful to have come across it and been referred to it.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for the comment.
Yeah, so for those who don't know Diamond Dorks, if anyone is looking to, if you guys have a great idea, or if you guys are looking to start your project from scratch like we did, those are the guys to go to. And they're, really nice people, and they work with you, and they help you build a community. And it was nice because, they were helping us on building community, and we continued focusing on the project, and that was really nice. It was very extremely helpful people.
Awesome. It's good to hear. It's always good to find out who the good guys are to help you out along the way, because it's a collaborative effort for sure. I think gone are the days. I guess when I first got into crypto years ago, I used to always kind of envision it as it's just one person decides to launch a coin and then this and that. But now that I have two tokens myself, you realize that it really is a team effort and a collaborative effort that you need to do. It's just such a massive undertaking.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it sucks, because some people start a project, but they don't know where to start for marketing or how to get the word out there, because there's just so much new projects coming out. And some people have marketing skills, some people don't, some people have fun, some people don't. And it sucks because the genuine and good projects, they get pushed back, and then the desire isn't there anymore. And that's exactly what the crypto dorks are trying to prevent. And they're bettering the crypto space and the community at the same time. And I think they're doing a great thing.
Awesome. That's good to hear. It's a good plug for them for sure. For anybody interested or knows somebody that is starting something up. Uh, all right. Any other questions?
Hello.
Hi. Hey, Jab. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, good mate. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for joining us. What is your question for Vlad or comment?
Uh, Not much of a question, but maybe just a further explanation, please, Vlad. I know you spoke earlier about the upvotes. I think the whole website as a whole is great as a tool, but maybe explain more for people in terms of holding that token. You have different tiers, don't you? So I know you've spoken in the past where you have the metadata, you have a refresh rate of 15 seconds, but maybe a higher tier, you would have that being a live token rate. If you could just explain some more of that, or maybe some more tier systems on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull up a screenshot for you guys so I can explain it, so you guys can see the visual as I go, if you don't mind. Give me just 1 second. Let me find it. All right, 1 second. So when a user signs up, they can use email or phone, and they have the option to connect their wallet. So with this, here's what, this is just a screenshot part of the website. I don't want to disclose any more information from it, but with this is just an example. So it's showing that I'm level 2, and the reason for that is being a SwapCC holder. And with level 2, you get real-time data, and then people who have a level 1 that don't hold SwapCC, like a minimum at least, they'll receive a 15-second delay. And with that, we're not an NFT project at all. So for anyone that says NFTs, please don't. But we will airdrop, a special emblem, like of an NFT type, sort for, people. Not like, we're not trying to call out people that, hold less than somebody else. Not at all. It's more of like a social thing, who's a great member in the community, they'll receive this emblem, or just different things like that. And it's gonna be sort of military based, but yeah, we kind of created our own ranks. But so that's that. So people will receive like a little, if anybody goes in their token profile, they'll receive they'll have an emblem next to their profile if they're a SwapCC holder, and that basically benefits them from doing their upvote will count more. They'll receive real-time data compared to a 15-second delay. They're going to have a dashboard. So in the dashboard, they'll be able to do like price predictions. And obviously, I've said this on our chat, but with the price predictions, they take it with a grain of salt, and you can't predict it. It's not going to be 100% true, but we do have a couple people in mind already for the listing platform that we think are going to do great. And with that, like if they're SwapCC holders, users will be able to subscribe to them, tip them. Eventually, we want to partner with a crypto streaming platform that will basically integrate, their stream onto Safe Market Cap, and people can stream their price predictions, charts, whatever it is that they do on their end, for the subscriptions. Additionally, for ad revenue, I think did I mention ad revenue for you guys?
Not the revenue specifically. You did mention that there will be some banner ads, but let's hear about the revenue.
So the banner ads. So users will get revenue from the banner ads for having their wallet connected. So if they have their wallet connected and our system detects SwapCC tokens, like at a minimum. Right now, it's at a minimum of 10 million, but that can change. Like if the price goes up or whatever, we'll adjust. So 10 million, I believe I don't know what it is right now. I think it's less than 0.1 BNB. It's nothing crazy. But basically, they'll receive revenue of SwapCC from being on Safe Market Cap.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And then
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you please.
Oh,
sure.
Perfect. Yeah. So, so that's just another way of what we're doing to, benefit our community holders, and just in general, because not only are they receiving reflections in a different currency, but they're also going to receive reflections in SwapCC from just simply being on the Safe Market Cap platform and viewing their favorite token or whatever they invested in. So I think that's pretty neat, in my opinion.
Sounds good. Anybody else? We've had some great questions so far. Great community involvement for sure. You guys can just
Sorry, just the last one from me.
Sure.
Because I'm quite interested to know myself. Vlad, I know you might be aware of some of the projects that have some patents going on. Is there anything in your background? I know you've been very secretive with a lot of your work. Is there anything in the background you might have patents on? Anything that's being used on the website, and maybe in the future you might be able to control, something that we could have some extra work in?
Things that are not mentioned right now are going to be patented. Sorry, I can't comment. We already gave quite a bit of information with what we have, and just for the safety of our work and the safety of the project, we're not going to give out any information of what we haven't released or what we haven't said, because there's a lot more utilities on there.
That's fine. I think just knowing that
sorry.
there is quite exciting. Just to know that's there is quite nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, users at all are not going to be charged for being on Safe Market Cap. There's going to be no, obviously there's that tier for holding swap with a little badge and little things, just for the community to benefit from. But, regular users, if let's say, I don't know, Shiba Inu, if their holders get on there, they're not going to, there's no way where we're going to prevent them from seeing data for their investment. I think, in my opinion, that's ridiculous. And I did hear, big projects. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like big projects, like Shiba Inu, and I don't want to say any names, but other projects like that. It just sucks that they have something good on their hands and they have a strong community, but they don't have the data for their community, or it's not accurate, and that's what sucks. And that's exactly why we're trying to get this out. And there is going to be different. This is more on the token owner side. They are going to have some tiers that they can add for their own benefit, basically. So, and their community as well. So basically on their profile, they can have their own reflections tracker. So like, let's say a project is just starting off and, they have something else, they have something in mind, something big in mind as a utility in the future, but they're focused on, spending all this large amounts of money for development for just a simple reflections tracker, for individual users. We can have that already for them on their token profile. They're also going to have like a heat radar. This will help the owners and the team as well. So the heat radar, this feature is a direct visual mechanism that empowers them to visualize the viewership of the public on their token profile. Just, performance analytics and all that good stuff.
Thank you so much. Jab, great questions, man. Thank you so much for your involvement in this. Anyone else? Any questions? That's how we always know it's a good project on here, Vlad, when people ask a bunch of questions. Sometimes we have some people on and not, they're just crickets afterwards. So when people, this really shows, interest when people ask questions like that. So I'm definitely looking forward to your launch.
Yeah, thank you so much. And we are going to have just right off the bat, so we can, show the community our capability. We are going to have a reflections tracker on the website. That's just basically so you can either connect your wallet, or we also gave the user the opportunity, the option to just simply input their wallet, and they'll be able to receive or show their see their reflections that they received so far from the volumes and trading. And then about approximately a month after that, we're going to release the LMD, and that's the live metadata for the token. So users won't have to go on like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. They'll simply be able to go just to one platform and get much more information out of it, live information. And then that will include, let me pull it up just so I'm not missing anything. 1 second. Yeah, so that will have a simple mode and an advanced mode. And simple is basically just, it shows you the price, the market cap, liquidity, decimals, tax, all that good stuff. And then advanced mode is going to be the available supply, circulating, remaining, burned, locked, global, and then eventually we're going to integrate the reflections tracker with that as well.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for the question, and thanks for the answer. I mean, it's just so much information on this. This is such a deep project. Yeah. You guys have so much. It's awesome. Anybody?
Also,
yeah,
real quick, for the listing platform, this I can mention because we've made this public. There will be a method to filter on the listing platform. There will be eventually, this is where we want to get to, but basically to filter for suspected scam and confirmed scam tokens. So users will be able to will be free to post directly on those pages. And this part will be like a form of cooperation awareness, and others helping others, and at the same time, users will be able to flag a project as a suspected scam, and then we'll investigate it just on the listing platform. So that's just another cool feature that we'll have for the filters.
Great. Thank you so much. Jason, I see you joining. Got some new people joining in at the end here. Anybody else, any questions?
I got a quick question. Maybe you touched on it earlier, but just for those of us who aren't sure, on Monday,
You sound like you're a million miles away. Can you get a little closer? You have a huge echo and you sound really, really far away. Are you on a speakerphone?
is that any better?
Yeah, Winnie, we got you, buddy.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Speaker. Anyways, just for clarification, we got the launch on Reflex. Are we expecting a day of going public, or have we released that yet? And also, are we planning on Pancake Swap or something else that has not yet been announced?
That's a great question. So this Wednesday on the 25th, 5 p.m. Eastern, we're going to release the official date for the pre-sale on Reflex. We've been kind of looking at the market, seeing where it's going. It looks like it's slightly going up right now. It's getting better. So that's why we were undecisive about the date. We had dates in mind much sooner, but at the same time, at least it's given us time to interact with people, tell them our plans, what the project is about, give them some key information, and go from there. So that just gives us more time to sort of get on a personal basis with the community and, just other users that want to join. And second to your question is, when you launch a pre-sale and Reflex, it automatically gets put into Pancake. We are looking into getting on Everrise on their swap. And in the future, we're currently deciding on getting on SafeMoon Swap as well. But that's going to be, I'm just trying to think of what's best for the project and its growth and the community as well, and at the same time, Everrise, it's kind of like in the middle right now. So we're in the middle choosing between both of those swaps, and we're kind of leaning towards Everrise just because of the, more of the utility that they have and just more of the benefits for our holders. And eventually we do want to, interact with and partner with, or get onto different ecosystems such as SafeMoon and other swaps as well in the future. I hope that kind of answers your question.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Winnie. All right, who's got anybody else? We're getting close to an hour. We want to do a little giveaway here, but we want to get to everybody's questions. Anybody, any last questions?
Not a question, but I'll just sneak it in. Vlad, I know you might have mentioned the website is currently pre-launch, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it isn't. It's just pre-sale. Pre-sale website. We wanted to get the information out, the key information, like the audit, just basic info about the project, the pre-sale info. Obviously, we'll have the date updated on there, and once we make that public, just for people to get to know us. What's the mission for this project? And this is why we've been doing AMAs as well. Here and there, just so we can go more in depth, and as the community grows and other members in the community can educate the new people. And but yeah, so we will have the official website release after post right after launch, and that will have the team information, the FAQ, the reflections tracker, more in-depth information about the utility of the things that I've mentioned. We do have quite a bit. It's kind of a tough read on the white paper because there's a lot of information on there. But yeah, so we'll try to kind of summarize it a little bit better on the website, just so people know what we're about and what utilities we have planned for the project.
Awesome, thank you, Jab. You've had a ton of questions, man. That's good. Thank you for your involvement. Well, I think we have time for probably one more. Any one more? Any final questions? Nope. Any final questions? Going once? Going twice? All right, Vlad, you're off the hot seat with questions. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for having us
I,
on.
lo- I
Appreciate
love
it.
it. I love it when people don't shy away from questions. You definitely answered all of them, and we definitely appreciate it. All right, so what do you think? Do you want to give away $150 prize of it worth, or do you want to do 225s? What are you thinking?
A lot of people answered some good questions, to be honest. I don't know. What we can do is, how about this? We can do 150, and then I can give a whitelist to somebody.
Okay, that sounds great.
All right, perfect. All right, so who did we have that asked some questions? So I know Jab, Fama, uh, Jeremy. Let's see, or yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I think as far as community involvement and questions, Jab definitely asked a ton of questions, so I definitely think we should give him one for sure. And I'll let you pick
Okay.
I'll let you pick the whitelist spot then.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. Who is not in our? Who is? Let's see. Who's new here? Who asked the question? Was it Jason?
I don't think Jason got in.
I'm trying to see because I believe, or was it Ricky? Let's see. I'm trying to remember who asked the question about where are we going after Launchpad? Who asked that one?
I'm thinking they might have left because we got a couple new people in here.
It was Winnie
Okay.
the Q.
All right, so Winnie. So
Okay.
we got Jab and Winnie then.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sure.
Awesome, sounds good. Jab,
perfect.
D. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we'll get you some tokens here. Let me see. Do you have the tokens in your wallet? I'm sorry, Vlad. Did you send them to me?
Yeah, I sent it to you, sir.
Okay, I got them. Okay, so Jab, DM me.
Will do. Thank you very much. It's very
Yeah,
kind of you.
absolutely. We're going to send you $50 worth of Interstellar tokens, and it's going up pretty good. So it may be worth something pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So
Yes.
Wish we had this conversation about 10 hours ago.
I know, right? Definitely send it on. Send me a DM with your wallet, and we'll get them over to you. And Winnie, get in touch with Vlad, and get you on their whitelist.
Hey, awesome. Hey, thank you so much for having us on. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. This was a lot of fun for sure. Vlad, thank you so much for joining. You're always going to be a friend of the investment group, and pop in whenever you want. Post some graphics, some information. The way I work it with people is you're not dead to me after you do an AMA, man. Just pop in, talk to people. Well, we don't do like super super hard shilling, but yeah, I mean, anytime you got something you want to share, man, just share it in the group.
Absolutely. I'll get with you before I share anything. I appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you're good, man. You're good. You're a good guy, and we enjoyed this for sure. You don't even have to get my permission, man. Just you can just post some stuff in it. It's fine. We like getting new projects in there and getting people to find out about it for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, information is key.
Absolutely, man. Well, thank you guys all for joining. We had a great turnout here today, and just stay tuned. If you're not in the investment group, definitely if you're in it now, feel free to stay. We got a lot of new projects in there, daily, weekly. We talk about a lot of, important stuff in there. We have about 50 CEOs from different projects all in there. So there's usually a lot of information going around. And I'll talk with you guys again shortly.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful day.
Have a great day, Vlad.
You as well.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.